All right, what is going on? Happy Sunday, Asian Market Open, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope everybody had a great weekend so far. We are rolling into the last week of the year. Last week of the year. Now, I know a lot of you may be thinking, why is he trading on the last week of the year? A lot of traders take the week off. There's a lot of reasons for that. A lot of people just don't see the volume. There's a lot of drop off, people spending time with their family, not as much volume. However, we are going to stream going into the last week of the year because I want to end the year how we're going to start the year. And that is streaming every single Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So we are going to look at some charts today, look at what kind of volume, see if there's any trades we can get in. I've got a bunch of charts here that we're going to look at and break down together. So if you're just stopping by, welcome. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So we're going to start today by looking at the 4-hour chart. We are 2 hours into a 4-hour candle. We're going to have couple new candles coming in here soon, but we did just get a new 1-hour candle, the new 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's take a look. USD/JPY's got the most volume right now. So looking at USD/JPY, we've got a huge red wick up off of an FVG. This is testing a zone, a massive resistance zone. That resistance zone hasn't been broken since back in November 19th of 2025. So going on over a month, and the last time it broke that was back in the beginning of the year, almost a full year ago. So we're coming up to some really high highs here that we may see some retracement. As of right now, we don't have any retracement in sight, just somewhat of a bearish candle here. We're going to keep this in as a sell, USD/JPY. I really would not buy this to go any higher. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. If you're just tuning in, welcome. I appreciate everybody. Adele, good to hear from you. Glad you're here. So, again, going back to the charts here, USD/JPY. We're looking at it is looking like a sell, but we're not going to get in on this yet because this still has some highs that it could reach again, and we don't want to get taken out. But right there is definitely a high that we can reach to. And looking at just some measurements there, you could sit 30 pips negative if that were to retest the previous highs. Again, those highs were all the way back here in November, like November 20th, November 19th, so over a month ago. Just about a month exactly, actually. But all right, moving on to the next chart here, we have Euro/JPY. Same thing, very weird candle. Market open was way up here. And now we're retracing down. What we're gonna look for are gap ups or gap downs tonight. We typically see something gap up. So if we look at like the 15 here, this has a gap up. So this one gapped up. If you see right here, we had a big gap up right here to open at market, and typically that comes up and retests it somewhere up here. But again, we're going to be looking for some gap ups. There's going to be a lot of these on almost every chart, so make sure you pay attention to those. Let's move on to GJ. Euro/JPY is still looking like a sell. GJ, very weird open. Just a massively weird open candle. If we look at the 1 hour here, that is probably one of the weirdest opens you'll see, where it starts up there and just goes straight down, just straight selling pressure. It opened at 211,400 and just moved straight down, like just straight down. That's an extremely weird movement. We'll keep an eye on that. Again, marking that as a sell. All these JPY pairs are at very high points of resistance. Again, so like we can look at the 4 hour on this one. Same thing, like the last time it was here was, shit, we don't even have anything near that. I see this coming down. But again, there's nothing in sight for any kind of resistance whatsoever. Just a resistance up here, no support anywhere down here for hours, days. All right, USD CHF. We talked a lot about consolidation on the last stream. We have just sideways charting right here. Good morning, Raja. How are you? Thanks for joining in again. I can't speak today. Good to see you, Raja. Good to see you, Adele. But look at all this. This is just straight consolidation. Nothing good here. There's no good movement here. Just all consolidation. We would need to see a candle closure above right here. Either right here or right here in order for us to take anything. Give us a signal whether it's going to do this or it's going to do this. But we have no indication on this chart what this is doing other than the fact that it is indeed tracking sideways. Consolidation, guys. This is called consolidation. We will see a breakout most likely, but I don't think tonight on this chart. Major consolidation still on USD CHF. Huge. AUD JPY, another pair that is at a very strong resistance. This one's dating back to September 10th. The last time it was this high was Monday, July 22nd. That's a long time ago. Yeah, I'll pin the Discord comment. Yeah, we got to type it on, hold on. Yeah, we're going to try and make some money today. What's up, Smith? Hey, Smith, you like the jacket? Ryan Smith got me this jacket. Actually, this whole outfit. It's a pretty cool outfit, guys. It's a pretty cool outfit. Should I stand up and show them, Ryan? I don't know if you guys are ready for this. Crown Royal. Got the pants to match. Crown Royal.
The McDonald's snack wrap is back.
Crown Royal everything. Very festive. Very festive.
You broke the internet.
Got the matching pants.
Snack wrap is back. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Got the pants to match. All right, back onto the charts though. AUD JPY, again, at a strong resistance, same as all the other JPY pairs. We're going to look for sells here, but we need to see something that shows us that it is, in fact, retracing or, in other words, retesting the previous highs, which are right here, and potentially going to come back down. Moving on, CAD JPY, same thing. I don't know if you guys are noticing a pattern. All these JPY pairs are hitting crazy highs going into the end of the year. Like crazy highs that we haven't hit since, again, July of 24. Like crazy highs. So if you want to really honestly look at this, we're probably going to see some retracement. We're just going to need to find the chart that has the most volume coming in with some selling power. But all these JPY pairs right here, all of these pairs are selling, in my opinion, based off the previous highs that they are breaking or coinciding with. NZD USD, we got a ribbon flip on the 4 hour. Let's take a look at this on the 1 hour. This is the first chart that we had that isn't just consolidating. So this one gapped up, guys. So it started down here. Market open was this candle right here, and then it gapped up. Typically when we see that happen, it reaches the previous highs and then rejects back down. So if we were to trade this gap up, we would want to look at taking sells when it reaches the previous highs. It's typically what happens when something gaps up like that. So we're going to make this one yellow just because we're not 100% sure. But we do have a trend here. We can draw some trend lines just so everyone knows we have a little bit of a trend here. It's actually a long trend. Been going on for quite some time. Long trend line there. So this could possibly come back up and hit this. But it did gap up from market open. So something we definitely want to look at when we're going to look at getting in a trade. Moving on to CHF JPY, another JPY pair, guys. Same thing. Same thing. We talked about it. It's at a high. It's at a resistance point. This resistance point goes way back, going back to even further than the other ones. So we should see some sort of bearish sell-off with this being how high it is. Sorry, guys, I had to clear my throat there. All right, Euro AUD. So finally, a chart that's not at a massive high, that doesn't look like all the JPYs. If we look at the 4-hour here, we have some ribbon flip action right here, which are trading within the zones, though. You've got a resistance here. You've got a support here. We're kind of in the middle. Looks like you had a head and shoulders here. This could potentially move to the downside. We're going to put this as a sell. Euro AUD. We're going to put that as a sell. But for now, we're going to hold on. I'm not going to enter anything yet, but this looks like a sell. Should probably finish this this arm down here, this right shoulder for 80 pips. That's something we can look at. Let's break it down further and go to the 1 hour. So if we drop down to the 1, we did have the ribbon flip right here with several candle closures below the ribbon. Take a look at the 15. It's just riding that ribbon. So really nothing definite here. It's just kind of riding this ribbon and consolidating. This is all consolidation right here. All consolidation. Big old consolidation right there. Not something I really want to touch right now. All right, moving on to GBP USD. Another chart that looks like it is consolidating. We had some really serious highs and some really serious lows, as you can see. Some big swings, but those were mostly news swings. Other than that, the past, since the 18th, this has been consolidating right here. No real idea if it's going this way or if it's going this way. There isn't enough information on this chart for us to make a decision on if it's going to go up or down. So if you're looking at this chart, again, consolidation. Other than some news spikes, a lot of consolidation with no definite movement in either direction. Moving on to NZD JPY, another JPY pair. Reaching highs again. Your high over here is going to be 98.94 almost. We are currently at 97.0, so a good 17 pips away. But we had a huge wick up here to open the market for this evening. So kind of tough to tell, but again, it's a JPY pair. I'm putting it as a sell. GBP AUD looks like it's starting to level off from its uptrend here. We had quite the uptrend. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is kind of just charting side, but it's charting along the trend here. We'd need to break it down further on a smaller time frame to see if there is anything for us to look at. But even looking at this on the 1 hour and the 15, nothing. This is all consolidation, guys. A lot of consolidation right here. Same thing. And like we talked about, we don't get in trades that are consolidating. We do not get in trades that are consolidating. That doesn't help you out whatsoever. It's just a guessing game at that point. So that's not something we're going to look at. Ayusha, what's going on? Ayushag. Isha Garwal. Maybe that's how I say that. What's going on? Adele, could NZD-JPY be a double top? It's not considered a double top this far apart. This is just a retest. So NZD-JPY, it wouldn't be considered a double top. This is too far apart. A double top would be like this right here. That's a double top. Actually, a triple top you had. But it's too far removed to be considered a double top. What you're looking at here is market open candle, gap up, and you're seeing resistance here. I think this is going to sell, to be honest with you. I think all of the JPY pairs are going to sell, to be honest with you. All of them look like that. But Euro CHF. Okay, guys, we had a break of structure on the 1 hour. That is a really good sign. The 1 hour had a break of structure, and we're going to go over what that is here. So let's take a look at our bottom. So we had... This is our channel right here. It broke structure right there. I'll mark that out just so everyone can see. There's our break of structure right there. I mean, it could still be within it, but it kind of took out the trend, to be honest with you. This one's close. This one's close, to be honest with you. But you did have a little bit of a break of structure right here when it went way outside the trend line. I'd consider it a break of structure, but it is still on the down and still going with the trend. But we could see this. This is a higher high right here. This is a higher high. This is a higher high than down here. And this is a higher low. And this is a higher low. But then it re-broke it right here. This is a lower low. So I don't really think this knows what it's doing. We're going to hold off on that trade. We're going to hold off on that trade because I don't know what it's doing yet. We're going to need to see a little bit more information. If we look at it on the 15-minute right now, we did get a full candle closure below. And I know if you guys watched my stream last time, we made great money on the candle closure below or above the EMA ribbon. You have that right here, and you also have a fair value gap. So this could be a strong sell. Your next point is going to be right here, so it could go for 8.5 pips. It's not really that much. But under that, if it were to go to the next zone, you're looking at possibly 32, 33 pips. We'd really kind of want to see some more bearish movement because it would have to break these previous lows for us to even look at it. It looks like you have some sort of support right here that it hasn't broken in a while. If we go back to the hour, it hasn't broken it in 5-6 hours. This was obviously last week's candle, but hasn't broken it in a while. We need to see some sort of closure below this right here in order for us to take any sort of sells going downward. Take a look at Euro GBP. A lot of movement on this chart. There's a lot more movement than really any of the other pairs that we looked at. It looks like it's on a downtrend. Looks like it could finish an M pattern, but this little consolidation period right here worries me. Not much movement. If you were to measure the entire zone, it's only 17 pips. So from the 18th all the way to today, it's only had a 17 pip swing up and down, really. Not something you want to play with unless you want to sit in sideways for a while. Personally, it's not something that I would want to sit in. And then everything else kind of doesn't have as much volume, to be quite honest with you guys. GBP CHF consolidation. I mean, I know that sounds like I'm saying that word a lot, but it's just the truth. Everything's consolidating right now. What we want to see is a breakout. More importantly, on these JPY pairs is what we're looking for is a reversal. I love to sell at a strong resistance just as much as the next person. It's just figuring out which one's got the best volume and the best price action. But these are some very, very weird opens, to be quite honest with you. No, New York session will be Tuesday. Tuesday we're going to do New York session. Tuesday morning. I will be doing the New York session on Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning will be New York session. We'll open for 9:30. Tonight we're going to see what we get with these new hour candles. I'm thinking we're going to see some rejection. We might just have to sit for a little bit. So what we're going to do is kind of measure these. Which one's got the most room for movement? So like on the 15, the ribbon hasn't fully flipped yet, right? We almost got a flip on this one. We've got no indication on this. We're going to move that down. AUD JPY hasn't gotten the flip yet. If you don't know what I mean by the ribbon flip, it's when the candle closes underneath or above the ribbon. For instance, back here, you had your full candle close on this candle right here above the ribbon for the ribbon flip, and then it went all the way up here. What we're looking for is a candle to close underneath to have it drop all the way back down. On the 15-minute time frame, that is what we're looking for. And right now, the only one that even resembled it would be USD JPY and Euro JPY. They're coming into the zone, but they haven't flipped yet. GJ hasn't flipped. GBP USD is actually going the other way. So if we look at GBP USD, we're about to get a new 15-minute candle here. There's not... You know what? This isn't a terrible trade, but here's the problem. The previous high is only 6.5 pips away. So we want to see it break that. We're actually going to draw that out here. We'll put closure above the line for buys. Key zone for buys. We'll put that right there. What'd you say there, Del? USD JPI is looking for a dump. Yeah, I think it's going to dump, to be quite honest with you. It's probably going to go for... And this isn't even a real zone. This is kind of just a point of support. But if we look at USD JPY, it could go for 50 pips. Has no problem. Looks like it could do that, but we want more confirmation. We don't want to just be guessing. What was that? GBP USD that we were looking at for buys. Let's take a look at the 4-hour here. The 4-hour is bullish, but look at all that sideways consolidation. Yeah, we'd need to see something, some sort of closure above to show us that it's not just going to come back down after it taps these highs. Let's see what the hour looks like. Yeah, we're going to need to see something, a closure above to get in it. Otherwise, it could come back here and just come right back down and take us out. Not something that we're really going to want to focus too much on. But we'll keep our eye out on the 15-minute for this one. Euro AUD on the 15-minute. Let's take a look here. Our zone needs to be drawn here, so You're looking at a small subzone down here. But we also would want to see it break these lows so it doesn't just fake us out. You could go for 20 pips. It could go for 20 pips. The good thing here too is what we did have is a little bit of an uptrend. And then broke. If we wanted to, we could put this here. It's going to be a little smaller than that, but that's a zone right there. That this was a support here and it's a resistance here now. This could drive down, and again for us that would be something like 20 pips. Let's look at it on the hour. Oh, on the hour it's a sell too. Yeah, on the hour it's a sell as well. Let's look at the 4. The 4 is bearish. It's been bearish for the past 12 hours, 24 hours. Oh, we might have found our trade here tonight. Let's take a look at the technicals here. Sell, 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 strong sell, strong sell. Everything's a sell on Euro AUD, guys. Euro AUD does meet our criteria, and I will explain why. We had once we get this full bearish candle close right here beneath the ribbon, we should see it go for 10 to 20 pips. That's our process. We have confirmed on the technicals through TradingView that it is in fact a sell, and we've confirmed on the 1 hour that it's bearish, and we've confirmed on the 4 hour that it's bearish. So this is a very possible sell right here that we could look at. I'd like to see what happens in 2 minutes if we were going to take this. But if we were, we'd be looking for 22-ish pips. 15 to 22 pips. If it doesn't break the previous lows, you'd only be in for 10. No, 8 pips. So we'd like to see this go towards the downside again. There's also a previous low down here. So this previous low is 12 pips, which isn't bad. We'll take 12 pip swing. Let's see what happens here. I think this is going to sell, to be quite honest with you guys. It looks like a strong sell to me. And on 2 hour candles ago, I had that huge wick that it filled and then came back up, but still closed bearish. So that's a good sign as well, that it still closed bearish. Oh wow, look at it go. So we got the full 15-minute candle close. This should go for 16 pips, guys, but to be honest with you, I don't like this trade that much. If we go to the hour, I just would want to see it break these lows right here. If it takes out these lows, I'd be more than willing to get in a sell. Let's look at the 15 here. Created a very small fair value gap. It'd be nice to see it come up and retest it. 15 minutes is a very strong sell. I think we should see Euro AUD come down and hit for 16 pips. But again, I want to see it break these previous lows because it tested it here. We saw it tested a couple times. It tested it here. It tested it here. This would be the third test. It could come back up this way. This is not a 100% in trade. We're going to keep an eye on that. I'm going to put that all the way at the top. We're going to keep an eye on that. All these other JPY pairs, again, we're waiting for the ribbon flip. We haven't seen it yet. We have not seen it yet, but we're going to wait and see what we got going on. Wow, NZD USD gapped up. Yeah, that mini support on Euro AUD scares me. It's not something that I'd want to mess with. And then if we did see it break it, there isn't really much more room for it to go. You know what I mean? Like, if it did break it right here, and we were to get in, let's say, right here, it's like 12 pips. Which isn't bad. Trust me, I'll take 12 pips. But it's not one that I'm looking to take right now until we saw it sweep those lows. NZD USD with a wild market open. Look at that. Just gapped down to a huge retrace up. Market opened way down here and went all the way back up. Super interesting chart. Again, we said we weren't sure there. This one break the highs. Yep, I agree. And it's not even looking at it like that, Adele. It's just looking at it like, does it meet our criteria or not? Obviously, we don't want to mess up the whole, part of the year, but it's just like, does it meet our criteria or not? This is wild right here. Staying away from gold, guys. My goodness. Gold's gonna, wow. Gold is like 20 points away from the all-time high. That's just wild. You guys know me, I don't like to trade gold. Not a fan of trading gold. There's just a lot of sideways tracking today, guys. So far, at least into this market open, a lot of sideways tracking. And none of it that I want to mess with until we have a certain confirmation. Well, we found one here, but again, would need it to break this. Otherwise, you're just in a trade for 5 pips. Ton of sideways movement today, guys. Just an absolute ton. All right, we have potential here. Let's take a look at this. Take a look at this trade here. We could see this go. It would need to break the highs again, like we talked about. We'd need to see it break this right here. If it broke that, we could look at taking buys. So, buys with closure above the zone. Oops, I can't type today. We would need to see a closure above here, guys. So we haven't seen it yet, but a full bullish candle close above right over here. Green candle right there. That would be a good sign that we could go for, let's see, 25 pips. Wouldn't be a bad trade. It fits our model. We did already have the ribbon flip down here, if you notice. So, you know how we talk about a candle closure above the EMA ribbon? We actually already had that right here. And it went for, let me take a guess here, 20 pips, guys. Every time, I'm telling you, every time it's 15 to 20 pips after it flips with a full candle closure above. This could double top. This could be an inverse head and shoulders. There's a lot of things that this could be. But if we got a close above the zone here, I'd be willing to take buys. We can move this up to the top. This is a decent trade to look at. And what was that last one we looked at? Yeah, and we can move Euro CHF up there too. Euro AUD, let's take a look if it ever took out the lows. It did not. Euro AUD just retraced on us. It didn't take out any lows whatsoever. So, we didn't get the movement that we were looking for. Yep, this one didn't. GBP CAD hasn't yet. And this one's now flipping bullish on us. These charts are kind of nasty tonight, guys. Gotta be honest with you. There's nothing I really see on any of these charts that look solid. Let's look at NZD CAD on the 1 hour. NZD CAD on the 1 hour is just... no, wouldn't touch it. AUD CAD, I wouldn't touch it. Euro CAD, I wouldn't touch it. So look at all this consolidation, guys. I just want everyone to understand, if you don't get anything out of today's stream, I hope you get this. When there's consolidation like this and you don't know what it's doing, don't get in a trade. Do not force a trade that's in consolidation because you want to get in a trade for the sake of getting in a trade. That's a recipe to lose money. We're not going to force something that we don't see. Hope that makes sense to everyone. We're certainly not going to force something that we don't see. Have our key levels here. This 1 hour is doing absolutely nothing. 15 minutes consolidating even worse. We just went through every chart that I have on my trading view. Every pair that we trade. And we've seen nothing. Other than the top three. Euro CHF. How can I finally confirm the breakout of a consolidation zone? That's a good question. So, let's take a look here. We'll look at one that's consolidating heavily. I think what was that? USD CHF. Let's take a look at that on the 4 hour here. So USD CHF on the 4 hour. So Adele asked a good question. How do we finally confirm the breakout of a consolidation zone? And let's talk about it here. So we have our resistance drawn right here. And we have our support drawn right here, okay? So we can write that out. Resistance and support. What we would need to see, guys, is a break above or below the zone. So we would need a full candle closure either here or a full candle closure here for us to be confident in our trade that it's going to continue to go down or it's going to continue to go up. But this consolidation right here is no good. Like I said, it was like 20 pips, I think. All right, this one, it was 50 here because it's on the 4 hour. But this is just sideways consolidation. We'd want a candle closure above our resistance zone or a candle closure below our support zone to give us some sort of indication of if it's going to break out and which side it's going to break out, towards the upside or towards the downside. Hopefully that answers your question. Looking at volume here, we are getting a lot of volume on some of these pairs. Euro JPY's got a ton of volume. Let's take a look at the 1 hour here. Charting sideways. The 7 o'clock hour has done pretty much nothing, and the 15-minute has done pretty much nothing. Once again, more consolidation. More consolidation, a lot of it. But there is one solid piece of advice here, and evidence that this is actually going to go down, is that we've had a fair value gap right here. This red fair value gap has held all of these 15-minute candles below the line. So, with that being said, we could look to take sells here, but we would need a confirmation. We want the confirmation of a bearish close somewhere under this zone right here. It's really important that you get the confirmation before you jump into the trade. You do not want to get caught with your pants down and have it reverse on you because you jumped into the trade too early. I don't use Fibonacci retracements. I don't believe in them personally. It's a good tool to use if you like to use it. You know how to use it properly. I know how to use it properly. I personally don't like it. Let's take a look at Euro AUD, guys. Like I said, I'm never going to talk bad about another trader or other traders' methods. ICT just makes up his own words. That's all I'm going to say. He just makes up his own words. And SMC is just a different version of price action with different verbiage. Everyone, there's a common denominator in the trading world amongst retail traders of what a fair value gap is, what a support zone, and what a resistance zone is. But outside of that, when you're going to the 5-minute to look for an inverse fair value gap and then have it sweep the lows for liquidity and then reverse on the 5-minute, all the stuff that, a lot of these influencer traders talk about, if it's their method and it works for them, that's awesome. If it works for them, that's awesome. But I have a system that works for me, and I don't need to call it SMC, ICT. I don't need any of that. It's just straight what I see is what I tell you. EMA ribbon, support, resistance, and break of structure. And those are terms that ICT uses, but he calls them different things. I'm not even going to get into that. Boy, we're not getting much, guys. I truly do think Euro JPY is going to sell, to be honest with you guys. I really do. I do think all these JPY pairs are going to sell. I think USD JPY and Euro JPY are our most solid choices. Euro JPY mainly because it has this big fair value gap that hasn't been broken. And it's got 36K volume. But it's got strong buys. Other than on the 5 and the 1. Like the 4 hour, the 2 hour, the day is a strong buy. So if we look like scale this back, you're looking at this buying back up to highs for the entire year. They have Euro JPY going to highs for the entire year. I mean, that day, I'm pretty sure we made money on this trade actually on Thursday. I don't see JPY as strong buys right now. I don't see that, Raja. I understand that you have a massive fair value gap on the day. Yeah, it's bullish. But we're breaking it down on a smaller time frame. On the hour, you're getting a rejection. You've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles close well below or at the resistance zone. It's gonna come down and try and tap this this EMA ribbon for like 30 to 40 pips, like right here, before we see it go back up. So it may in fact be bullish, but based off what I'm seeing is you're gonna see it do this before you see it go back up to there and possibly break any new highs. And we're gonna try and catch this rather than wait for it to do this and go back up. We're going to try and catch that downswing. I'd be more comfortable taking the downswing, Raja. To be honest with you. There's too much resistance right here to hope that it breaks. Now, if it did break this right here, if it broke this and had a full candle closure right here, I would take it to go up. But you also have to realize you're talking about betting. This is the day chart. I can't even find a time when it's been back this far. I might have to go to the month. The last time it was here. Does anyone want to guess when the last time Euro JPY was this high? Anybody know? Anybody in the chat, do you know when the last time that Euro JPY was this high? I'll give you a hint. It wasn't in the past 2 decades. The last time Euro JPY tapped this zone was Wednesday, August 1st of 1990. 1990. So you're betting that it's gonna take. I shouldn't say betting. Betting's a bad word. You're speculating that this is gonna break highs that we haven't seen since 1990. I don't like that. I need to see a confirmation well above 187,874 to even think about it going to the next zone, which would be 212,903, and we haven't seen that since Friday, October 1st of 1982. 11 years before I was born. Yeah, I don't like that. I see what you're saying. Yeah, on the month it's bearish, on the bullish on the day, on the week. But I'm gonna speculate that there's some retracement before we see it break any of those highs. There's definitely going to be some retracement before you see highs that haven't been broken since 1990. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying the likelihood of it dropping back down 40 to 50 pips before it breaks those highs that we haven't seen in 3 decades is a lot more likely. You don't have to agree with me, I understand. But if we're technically going to break it down and break it down on a technical level, it's been quite some time since it was that high. We might sweep these lows here. This was at Euro AUD trade, and we're talking about 14 pips. Possibly at most 17 pips. But it's still out of support right now, guys. Like I said, we'd want to see it break that. We'd want to see it break that area. That 1.77024 area. All these we're waiting. We're kind of in limbo. This one sucked back up too. We have a new hour coming, guys, in 8 minutes. 8 minutes is when we're going to have a new hour candle. So hopefully we'll get some sort of movement, some sort of anything that's going to let us know what's happening on these charts. But we're going to get a new hour candle here in 8 minutes. Anybody watch that Jake Paul fight, guys, while we're waiting? Boy, he got rocked. Fighting way out of his weight class, though. Way outside of his weight class. Alright, what do we have here? 7 minutes. We're getting that movement on Euro AUD. On the hour. It's actually going to be this FEG right here. That's going to be your next zone. The only trade that we're looking at right now is Euro AUD. That's the only thing that's broken any sort of lows that we talked about or any sort of highs that we talked about. Euro AUD is the only thing that we've seen even remotely close. Because I like that we had the full ribbon flip. And let's look at the 15. Yeah, you had your ribbon flip with the full candle closure below. And we could see it go for 20. We could see it go for 20 pips. We're going to wait to see what happens. We can drop down to the 5 here. It's just been such small candles, such choppy movement. Is it a sign? A sign to what? Not trade the last week of the year? What do you think it's a sign for? Like I said, a lot of people don't trade the last week of the year. And I truly mean that. Most traders will not be streaming this last week. And when we're looking at the 15-minute, we can look at the 5. If we were trading on the 1 and the 4, I wouldn't really care about the 5. I think Euro AUD is going to sell, to be honest with you. Thanks for subscribing, guys. I appreciate it. Looks like we got a couple new subscribers on YouTube. Thank you, guys. Sadhakara, Nedzad. Thank you, guys. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Up to 380 subscribers. We started with 211 subscribers 3 weeks ago. Up to 380. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. Hopefully my trading methods are providing some insight for you and can help you become a profitable trader. If you guys haven't already, I haven't pushed this really, but make sure you take a look at the Discord. I've pinned the comment that my moderator, Adele, has posted. He did a fantastic job at creating this new Discord, and it's free. So might as well join it. It lets you know when I go live. It lets you know when I post stuff. We have our trades for the week. Yeah, we're hoping to get 500 before the end of the year. We're close. But if you guys want to see, for those that are new here, if you guys want to see, if we go to our weekly reports here, you guys can see how we've done. We've been streaming since January. I started streaming again since the beginning of December. The first week of December, we were 112.5 pips profit. The second week of December, we were 73.4 pips profit. And this past week, we were 38 pips profit. So we've been profitable every week. Everything's been live. So if you guys are looking to join, it's free. Just go ahead and click the link that Adele has posted. So I won't really get too much into that. If you want to, hop in, you're more than welcome to. Like I said, it's free, but we won't spend too much time talking about that. We're really just talking about the charts tonight. Oh yeah, next year is going to be huge, guys. And I really thank Adele. If you guys ever need anything in Discord, he's your guy. Adele Unfiltered. Alright, GBP CAD, guys. We might be getting a buy here. It's not WhatsApp, it's Discord. It's Discord, Raja. Oh, this is a buy. We got almost a 4-hour candle flip. We might be taking buys here on GBP CAD, guys. The GBP CAD is the best looking trade right now. On the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, the 4 hour looks great.
This is an Etsy holiday ad, but you won't hear any sleigh bells or classic carols. Instead, you'll hear something original, the sound of an Etsy holiday, which sounds like this.
GBP CAD. Let's take a look here, guys. Did we get a closure above? We did. Alright, guys, we're going to get in buys on GBP CAD. I'm in. It's exactly what we wanted. Long position. Sorry, yeah, it was on YouTube. Sorry about the ad there. 1.84716. 1.84716. Stop loss, we don't. 84716. Stop loss, we don't want to be crazy. It's about as low as we want it. We'll take a look at the hour to draw that up. Yeah, if we see it go below this, we got problems. We're actually looking toward up here. Alright, I'm going to draw this out, and I'm going to send this in the Discord, guys. But it looks like we're getting in buys here. Buys on GBP CAD. Let's put our take profits in. Let's make sure we get these marked up. And then your final is way up here. Alright, we're long on GBP CAD, guys. Alright guys, we are in a trade now. We are long on GBP CAD. If you guys are just joining the stream, we did just enter a trade. We are long on GBP CAD. We broke the previous highs, and we're going to look for this to push towards the next zone. And this is really on the hour. We got a full bullish candle closure above the EMA ribbon. And I told you normally we do this on the 15-minute, but the 1 hour looks solid. And it broke the previous highs from back on the 19th. We should see it touch these highs up here. Our first TP is... What's our first TP? First TP is like 10 pips. Second TP is like 25. Third TP is like 40-ish. We're going to probably see a little bit of retracement. That's why we only got in one position. But I like this trade. And if we look at the 4 hour here, guys, 4 hour is extremely bullish. And look what we had here. Ribbon flip. I'm just going to delete that. But yeah, ribbon flip right here. Candle above. Which pair? GBP CAD. GBP CAD is the pair we're in right now. GBP CAD. And it's mainly on the 15-minute is what we saw the candle closure, full candle closure above, not touching the EMA ribbon. So we'll see, but we're in long on this. 184461. It's not as good. It's not as good, that's for sure, at the end of the year. It's definitely a little tougher to read at the end of the year, just because, like I said, a lot of traders take off. I got you. I want to make sure we have this correct. So SL is going to be 1.84395. TP1 is going to be 1.84808. $1.84954. So there you go. There's your stop loss and your take profits, guys. And going into the 9 o'clock hour, I do believe that we're going to see some retracement. So you may want to keep an eye on that. But I don't think we should see too much. This should stay green and continue to move up. Because we broke the previous highs going back to the 19th. But it is common to see some retracement like I talked about. So pretty much every trade we've gotten in, we see that. First of the year has a ton of action. Oh yeah, first of the year has a ton of action. Just got to be careful. You want to be real careful with what you do, and you want to stick to your plan like we talked about. You don't really want to deviate too far from your plan. Going into the first of the year, you're going to see a lot of price action. You're going to see a lot of people in the markets. New Year's are a fun time to trade, but you also need to be cautious. Anytime, really, but especially the end of the year and the beginning of the year. You get a lot of sell-offs at the beginning of the year, and you get a lot of buy-ins at the beginning. Sell-offs at the end of the year and buy-ins at the beginning of the year. Institutionally speaking, but retail traders as well. Yeah, I like that fair value gap too. 15. We're going to be getting a new 15-minute candle in a little bit here. I would say it's no different than any other time of the year. You're just going to see more volume. You're going to see a lot more volume at the beginning of the year than you're going to see at the end of the year. And it might take a couple days. It's not always on the first of 2026. I would say you're going to see volume, though. That's what I've noticed over the years, is that volume comes in at the beginning of the year. It's when everyone's starting to take their positions, and you get a new year candle. Not only do you get a new, hours and months candle, we're talking about a new year candle. Just to look at it for fun here. Here's your 12-month candle. There's my old logo. That's funny. Let me delete that off there. But you're going to get a new year candle right here. A new 12-month candle. Where most of the time, it's going to act exactly the same. You're going to get a new year candle. I mean, this is as bullish gets. You got 3 years straight of bullish movement with wicks on each one of them. This one barely went down. This one only went down 79 pips before it rocketed up for the entire year for over 1,200 pips. I mean, it went for 1,200 pips in 24. Yeah, I know. That was my old logo. But yeah, I mean, and then it retraced down for 542 pips. And then ended up going from bottom to top 1,400 pips. Right now you're 1,000 pips on the year from the bottom wick to current price. So you got to think of it like that too. You're going to be getting a new year candle. Obviously, it's not going to move as quick as your 15-minute, but you do have to think of it like that. You know what I mean? This 15-minute closure is going to be a big deal here. Euro CHF, GBP CAD. Yeah, I like this GBP CAD trade the best out of all the charts we looked at for sure. I would hope so, yeah. What I plan to do is stick to the plan. And I know that might sound corny, but my plan is to stick to the plan. It's to never break my rules, and it's to always stick to the plan. That is my plan. Wait for 3 confirmations, stick to my plan, don't over leverage, risk management, emotional intelligence. There's your 5 right there. If you can do that all year, you'll be profitable. As long as your strategy is profitable, of course. But we got 3 minutes until we get a new candle close here. 2 minutes, actually. We got about 2 minutes until we get a new close. It is, I agree. Yeah, emotional intelligence and over trading is gotta be one of the hardest things to overcome in FOMO and, you know, trading after you lose. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we pretty much take 1 trade per stream and we stick with it. It's going to be either a win or a loss, but statistically speaking, we've won more than we've lost. If you can say that with confidence, it's a pretty good sign, you know? Just got to keep it pushing. I got really tired of losing money. That's how I overcame it. When you're using your own capital, you get really annoyed. So you need to just scale down the position size. And I know like a lot of other, you know, traders will tell you to use paper trade and trade on a demo account until you're profitable. That's all good and fine, but the emotional side of trading doesn't come into play as much when you're trading with demo money as you are with a real account. Trading with a real account is much harder because it's your real hard-earned money. It's not just a paper trade. I'll die on that hill. We got a full candle closure above the zone, guys. This is a heads up to everyone. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, when you're using real money and you're in a trade, a lot harder than when you're not. I'm telling you, it's 1,000 times harder. That's why I suggest when everyone's ready and you're at the point of, okay, I'm ready to put my real money in, do it. Do it. You're going to have to learn the hard way. Everybody has to learn the hard way. You can certainly make it easier by having a mentor or having somebody that you follow along with and take trades with and help understand why you're taking trades. But at the end of the day, you just got to do it. Just got to jump in and do it. I think at most on the 4 hour, when we get this new 4 hour, You might see a little bit of retracement to our green line down here, but I don't think you'll see it go back down to these lows, personally. This new 15 minutes having a little trouble moving. This candle closure right here was our the reason we bought, by the way, guys. Right here. Full candle closure above what we considered our highs. Well, not considered, was our highs. And then we broke it right here. So that's why we're in buys here. There we go. There we go. We are currently, what? Almost 3 pips in profit. Driving towards TP1. And I'll tell you what, I like this trade on the hour too and the 4 hour. So if we go over our confirmations here, the technicals pretty much all buy. Strong buy on the 15 and the 1. So our technicals are a buy. We had candle closure above a key zone. And we have bullish movement. And we have volume. Many reasons we got in this trade. Hope everyone understands that. That's really important. It's not all about just copying the trade. It's understanding why you got into the trade so you can duplicate that and create your own system. Or copy my system, however you want to do it. This is just the way that I've learned to trade the best. And what I understand to be the best system for me. We're going to get a new candle in 5 minutes. If we get any sort of retracement here, I'm going to enter another position. Any sort of retracement back down to our previous highs, I'm going to enter another position personally. I didn't check if we had any news tonight. I don't think we do. No news tonight. No news tomorrow. We have news on Tuesday. Canadian news and USD news at 8:30 a.m. on Monday.
Most people don't know that
Tuesday.
you can get a domain from Squarespace, not just a website. But you're not most people.
It's a good move right there. Getting a lot of buying pressure here, guys. And again, like we talked about, the market doesn't move linear. So you have to think that we're probably going to see something like this. Something like that. Where it goes up, it comes down, but it goes up, and then it comes down to the next new high that we've created and keeps going up, and that's how we're going to establish an uptrend. Good movement there. We're over halfway to TP1. It's 6.6 pips in profit, guys. Here we go. 15-minute chart, guys. Candle closure above the EMA ribbon. And then it goes. Looks like we might see TP1 here. We might see TP1 here, guys. If you're just joining, guys, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you guys joining. Make sure you like the stream and subscribe. We are heading up to our new highs. We have surpassed our previous highs, and we have established we're in a bull market right now. We are moving upwards towards our first take profit zone, which is our last high way back here on the 18th for about 10 pips, 9.5 pips. Really good movement here, and we're at a little bit over 25K volume, at 26K in volume. But we had our breakout, and we caught it at a great time. Caught a pretty good move there. Anyone else getting this trade? USD JPY. Where did I put that? All right, yeah, 41K in volume. And it did drop. Look at that. If you get a candle closure below the EMA ribbon on the 15 for USD JPY, let's look at the 4-hour here. Yeah, this thing's going to drop. What do you mean you made it in US cent? There you go. Good job. Thanks, Ryan. Oh, you did it in cents by accident? That's alright. I'll let you know if I get in another trade. Shout out Ryan Smith for the outfit. He got me this for Christmas. Actually, yeah. Got me this for the holidays. Thanks, buddy. We got 5 more minutes until we get a new candle here. Raja, good. Nice. Glad you made some profits there. $70 in a real account? Awesome. Yeah, convert that over to some real money there. Yeah, convert it to USD. Hour and the 4 hour is going to have some nice retracement too that we'll be able to get in again and see this thing kind of fly, I think, personally. The hour might have a full candle closure above as well, which is an awesome sign. Really good movement here, guys. Yeah, I know, Smith. We got 3 minutes, guys, till we get a new 15. I only used a small lot size on this. I used 0.30. I didn't even use a full lot. Just because there's not... I wanted to see the full hour close first. I like the 15-minute close. But I want to see the full hour close above. And then we'll get in at a bigger size. Get in on another position. For it to go for the full 20-something pips for TP2. But hey, profit's profit, guys. Profit is profit. Euro JPY has some crazy, both of these do. USD JPY is going to give it to us right here for 30-something pips. We're going to watch USD JPY very closely as well, guys. USD JPY is going to give us what we're looking for here. I'll pull up USD JPY on this tab. Yeah, USD JPY on the hour. It broke the lows. USD JPY is going to give us at least 20 pips, if not closer to 35. But we're still holding GBP CAD right now, guys. US cents. What is that? 30,000? Yeah, that's 300 bucks. Yeah, that's 300 bucks. 30,000 cents. That's funny. All right, we got a new 15-minute. Here's what we're gonna do, guys. I think I'm gonna close in full here. Yeah, I'm closing in full, guys. Closed in full. Closed in full for 6.8 pips. Actually, like 6.1. I closed in full on that one, guys. I like the trade a lot, but I gotta be honest with you, USD JPY is giving us what we want to see right now. And typically I don't jump between charts, to be honest with you. I don't. But when a situation presents itself where it is matching all of our criteria, it's very hard for me to say no to that. I closed in full on GBP CAD, guys, for 7 pips, 6 to 7 pips. So if you made money on that, congratulations. First trade of the week is a positive trade. I don't know if that's true. But we're closed in full on GBP CAD. And the reason being is I think we're going to get what we're looking for here on USD JPY with a lot more volume. We're going to hold off from entering for a little bit here. But I think we're going to see a big sell-off on USD JPY. Remember, profit's profit, guys. Profit is profit. Euro JPY is doing the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, look at Euro JPY too. Euro JPY has even more. We're going to be bouncing between Euro JPY and USD JPY. And the only reason I like Euro JPY more is because it rejected this massive FEG multiple times. It rejected it once, twice. We had 2 rejections midway through this fair value gap. On USD JPY, we've created 4 fair value gaps, which is also awesome. Both looking pretty strong for sells. At least this stream, we're getting a 2-for-1. Typically, I only take 1 stream per trade, but going into this 9 o'clock hour, this looks good. Yeah, I'm glad we took profit there. I do think this is still going to go. GBP CAD is still a solid trade. I don't want you guys to think it's not a solid trade, but there is so much more volume on Euro JPY and USD JPY and a lot more room for movement. I do still think this is going to go, and we're going to watch all 3 of these to see which one gives us the best probability of being a profitable trade going into this next like 15 minutes. I think we're gonna see this one come up and try and reject off this, and then we'll see it go down. Same on Euro JPY. I think it's gonna try and kind of come up here and then realize it's selling. This 5-minute candle, if it stays below, there it is. This is gonna go. USDJPY is gonna go down. Yep. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna go. I'm just waiting to see when we get in. I'm not 100% sure when I'm gonna get in. If I'm gonna wait till the 9 o'clock hour to see if it retraces back a little bit, or if we're gonna get in at 8:45 in a couple minutes here. Because the 1 hour is just a big old bearish candle. And if anything, we'll see a little bit of retracement up to here. Like that area. And on the 4, same thing. Like you could see a massive retreat, like a huge wick like this. I don't think we will, but like we said, we need a full candle close below the ribbon here for us to take this trade. The 5 has 3 candles below the previous low that have all touched below the previous low, which is right here. Straight across. These are all closed below it. That's a strong sign of a downtrend. We also could see this M pattern play out. Double top M pattern. We could see that play out. I'm really curious what this 4-hour candle is going to do at the new candle. If that makes sense. And the new hour candle. Very curious to see what they do in terms of retracement. And if we're going to talk about getting in at the best possible entry and not having to sit in drawdown, we may have to wait to see what those do. GBP CAD still bullish. Euro JPY and USD JPY are still bearish. It's a waiting game though, guys. It really is right now. Made a little bit of profit though on our first trade, so that's always a solid way to start the week. Solid way to start the week. Can't be mad about that at all. Oh, so they make it sense? Just use a higher lot size then. It lets you change your lot size, right?
You always wondered why that app.
It's got to let you change your lot size. It's got to let you change your lot size. Yeah, there you go. Nice. We got 3 minutes until our new candle. They both have USD JPY and Euro JPY both have about 18 to 20 pips until they get to the EMA ribbon. I'm gonna tell you why I like Euro JPY more. The way Euro JPY opened with this massive bearish candle really set the tone for the start of the market. It really did. Yeah, Euro JPY has more. Euro JPY is at 54K. And the 4 hour is just such a big bearish candle. Only issue is it had no wick. It's the only thing I don't like, that it had no wick. Whereas USD JPY on the 4 hour, it did have a wick. This one's got a fair value gap right around 25 pips away. And Euro JPY's got a fair value gap around 37 pips away. It's really a toss-up between these two, but I think we're going to end up going with USD JPY, but we'll see. We're going to see here very shortly. We're going to see here very shortly. All right, here's our new 15-minute candle, guys. Hammer candle. We pretty much got that full candle closure below as well. Yeah, this thing's driving down. What I think we're going to see is it come back up and test this FEG, which will be the wick on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, and then drive down. Same with Euro JPY, it's doing the same thing. Yeah, we're just in a waiting game. Like I said, we're not going to jump into a trade that doesn't fit our criteria. And while some of this does...
I know what you think of when you hear Grinch Cave. Ambiance.
That copyright-free music has so many commercials. My goodness. If you're just joining us, we are waiting on the 13 minutes to see what this new candle does on both Euro JPY and USD JPY, and we are looking at sells on both of them. USD JPY and Euro JPY, we're looking at sells on these right now. GBP CAD, by the way, pretty much at our TP1, so I'm glad we got out, but it was still very, very valid trade, and it still is. And to be honest with you, that still might be the trade we take. Just tap TP1, by the way, but we don't hindsight trade. It still very well might be the trade that we take out of all of these. Especially because the 4-hour ribbon flip. So we are looking at 3 charts right now. And more importantly, I'm looking at the hour here. Look at the hour on these 3 charts. We got only a couple more minutes here, guys. A couple more minutes until we get the new candle. This 4-hour candle is going to really tell us a lot. And I think I already know what it's going to do, but we need our confirmation. We certainly look like we're going to get it on Euro JPY. And we already got it on USD JPY. Yeah, I watched the Jake Paul fight. He got rocked. But I have a lot of respect for him for getting in the ring with someone that much bigger than him. I wouldn't do that. I like my face too much. It's like 30 pips. This is a lot more than 30. It's 100 pips on Euro JPY to the next one. Wow, what a move here. What an absolute move. Going into the last 9 minutes of the candle. That's like a 10 pip candle right there. That's a whole trade right there. There it goes. There it goes on Euro JPY, guys. It's a sell for sure. And we got plenty of room to work with. Look at this. We got over 100 pips of room to work with on Euro JPY. So on the 4-hour, when we get our retracement, which should be like to right here, that's where we'll get in. We may get in right away on the 4-hour, but we're going to see some retracement. I know that. But there's our full, this should be our full candle closure EMA ribbon flip strategy on the 15. This should be right here. I really like this Euro JPY chart, guys. Both USD JPY, Euro JPY, they all are just taking huge moves. I mean, that was a 10 pip candle right there. Yeah, that's why I'm looking at Euro JPY. Oops, I meant to go to the 5. We're going to wait to see if it retests this going into the new hour and then get in. It should be a good trade. This should be a really good trade.
Think Verizon's best 5G network is expensive?
Make sure you manage your risk properly on this trade. Don't want to over leverage yourself. So we're going to see some retracement. GB catted blew straight through TP1 too. Not getting in yet, guys. I'm just drawing it up. Just drawing it up. Just drawing it up, guys. So we're ready to look at what we're gonna see here. But I'm thinking we wait to see it test this area coming into the new hour here. It's creating a wick, which is a really good sign. Really good sign that it's not just a block off at the end here. So, if you guys are just joining us, welcome. We are looking at getting into some sells here on Euro JPY. Possibly some buys on GBP CAD again. GBP CAD is flying too. 12 pips. We got 3 minutes. Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to push everyone to YouTube. I want to push everyone to YouTube, man. You know? There's a retracement that we're looking for. We'd like to see it retrace pretty much up to here. I think on the 1 hour and on the 4 hour, we're going to see it retrace up to this white line. That's our ideal entry point. That's our ideal entry point. We got 2 minutes until we get a new candle here, guys. We got 1 minute. See what this does. What do we got? 25 seconds. All right, here it comes. Nine o'clock. We're still waiting to see what happens here. We're still waiting to see. We're not in the trade yet. We're gonna wait for some retracement, but we're most likely getting Euro JPY sells. I think I'm gonna enter one small position right now. Watch the 5 real quick. I'm going to enter a small position right now. Sells on Euro JPY. We got in at 184.304. Let me send this out. Yeah, we're in sales, guys. We're in, guys. We're going to wait for some retracement here to enter our second position, but we just created a massive fair value gap on the 1 hour and the 4 hour as well. Huge fair value gap right here. I think it has a chance to, yeah. I don't know if we'll necessarily stay in that long, but I think it has a chance to. I do think it has a chance to. And what we're going to do is take a look at the 15 and the 5. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, that 15-minute fair value gap, guys, this was the move. Full candle closure below the EMA ribbon. We created a fair value gap. And we're looking toward the downside here. TP1 is what? TP1 is 20 pips. TP2 is 60 pips. And TP3 is 107 pips. Yes, if we get any retracement. I'm going to look at it now on the 15 and the 5. If we don't get any more retracement, I'm going to enter more. Enter a larger lot size. I just wanted to get in because if it does drop straight down without any retracement, at least we're in it. I can hold drawdown on a small position if it goes the other way and get in on another one. So that's just using proper risk management tools there. Yes, correct. Correct. We are in shorts on USDJPY, guys. Short on USDJPY. Oh, Euro JPY, I'm sorry. Yeah, man, you can't let it just take you out. You got to be really, really smart with your money and about how you handle these trades. We know that there's always retracement. It may not be huge. What broker do I use? I use Liquid Brokers. We might not get any retracement here. It might just go straight down, guys. It really might. Which is fine with me either way. Profit's profit, you know what I mean? Who asked me what broker I'm using? Right here. That's the broker I'm using. Thanks for joining, guys. If you're just joining, we are short on Euro JPY. I'm curious, though. I think we're going to see it go for at least 20. Personally, I think we're going to see it go for at least 20 pips. If not more. We're going to wait to see what the 15-minute does. We're going to wait to see what the 15-minute does. before we end stream, but we're going to be in this one for a little bit. I'll leave you guys with a winner. I don't mind seeing a little retracement up to this white line. If not, it's okay. Little retracement. 5-6 pips into retracement just so we can get another position in. We take a look at the hour here. Yeah, there's the retracement that we're looking for. We might not get as much as we think, though. Might not go all the way up to this white one before we can get in. I don't see it going any higher than that white line, though. But here's our retracement, guys. The 15 is what we're really going to pay attention to here. If it doesn't break this on the 15, take that back. It's closer to here. If it doesn't break this on the 15, we're entering again, and that'll be our trade for the night. And we'll sit in this for an hour or so. There it is up to the white line. We're going to create some wicks here, guys, so don't be surprised. I'm going to personally enter another position here. I entered another position, guys. Yep. This is the trade we're looking for. Sells on Euro JPY, guys. This is going to make us some money tonight. See what that 5 looks like. Yes, that's what we want to see on the 5 right there. That's what we want to see. Consolidation at the entry point. That is good. It's exactly what we want to see. Yeah, full closures below the previous low on almost 30 minutes of candles. This was drawn out very well. This trade was drawn out very well. And even if it is a massive head and shoulders, guys, Your shoulder, your bottom of your right shoulder is our TP1. So I will say, if we get to TP1 and you don't want to hold much longer, get out of TP1. But it's still 20 pips worth of profit. This is perfectly how we drew this up. We're going to wait for the new 15-minute candle here. And see if we get a closure below this FVG. Bullish or bearish. And we'll see what happens from there. You guys in this trade? Put a W in the chat if you're in this trade. Let's go. There you go. There's the movement we're looking for, guys. One more minute until we get a new 15-minute. We may see the retracement there, or this thing may keep going down to TP1. In the VC, oh, in the voice chat on Discord. Great movement. Great movement. Oh, on voice channel? I'm not going to be in the voice channel because I'm going to lay in bed and with my girlfriend. But I will be on my phone if you want to message me. This chart looks fantastic. All right, guys, we're in this trade. We're going to be in this trade till TP1 minimum. Make sure you're in the Discord. Adele, can you put that link there one more time? Arc Xfinity, nice. Nice. Appreciate you joining. Thank you. Make sure you guys are in the Discord. Adele, if you want to drop that one more time, I know it's pinned, but guys, make sure you're in the Discord. I'm going to give live updates on this trade tonight as we go through this. Make sure you're in it. You're going to want to be in it and look under the free signals one. This is going to be the free signals tab on the Discord channel. I'll be updating you on it. We've already taken one win tonight for 6-7 pips. There you go. That's it right there. Oh, that's you on other ones too. I didn't realize that. Yeah, we got it, guys. This is a good trade, guys. We're going to stay in this for a little bit. I will be in the Discord, make sure you're in it, guys. That's it for me for tonight. If you want updated, just make sure you're in the Discord, guys. Appreciate everybody very much. Have a great night, guys. Let's make some money tonight. Looks like we got about 13 more pips to go. So, have a good one, guys. I appreciate everybody joining. Let's make some money tonight.